thing. What they're saying, in effect, is that jazz has a major future in modern music, and it's a future they've been banking on by releasing some of the past summer's hottest records. I'm referring to excellent albums and singles by Brit funk jazzers Incognito, gospel dance funk and jazz sound of London's Galliano. So we also spoke to the label's head, young Gilles Peterson, who's been one of England's major instigators of the inspired lunacy that Talking Loud is saying plenty about new directions in music, and that's more than enough for us to feature them in Rapido right now.
Next.
I ain't trying to rule your mind, a conscious observer trying to find a place on earth where the
When Talking Loud was launched 2 years ago, most people gave the label a few months at the most, but they were proved wrong. Gilles Peterson's acts are doing well, and he thinks one of the reasons is that people want to see live bands again.
This is music which is coming out of the 80s club dance boom, and these are bands that are actually making music, that are writing songs, and that people weren't really seeing that live thing, really. I think there was the big dance explosion, and people were just looking for the next snap, and they weren't realizing that there was this kind of subculture going on with all these new, really exciting bands that were doing it live and also doing it with a very particular kind of British feel. And those bands on Talking Loud were definitely part of, you know, this new feeling that was going on.
Classically trained musician Omar signed to Talking Loud at the beginning of '91. He lives in Canterbury, away from the London club scene, and thinks people want to get away from the big record companies running everything and back to live music.
A lot of people copied the Americans because, you know, they thought that in order to make it or to get somewhere, you had to, you know, copy the, you know, the people who were leading everyone, basically. Because, like, America's the motherland for anybody who listens to music, basically. Now it's come to a point where over here in England, a lot of people were just saying, well, we want to make music that the people are going to like, and not necessarily have to go through the record company, through the radio station to the people. They want to go directly to the people. So it's more of a street thing.
You should respect, yeah, and come correct, yeah. The crew's coming through, cause we're taking a step. The young disciples will maybe remind you of funky weird grooves way back in time to a search for wisdom, mathematical.
Another group signed to the label are the Young Disciples, and the trio released their debut album this summer. They see Talking Loud not just as a label, but a lifestyle.
Community is the word. I mean, if you let people, I'm a firm believer, if you give people a choice, you know, if it's good, it's going to happen. You just got to give it to them. And the fact that it was good people long before this. It was good people doing stuff that was done long before, but they weren't given the opportunities that we've been afforded now. We've been afforded a lot of opportunities to get our music out there. And so since we have been given that, then we can, you know, then people can appreciate it. Had it been done 5 years ago, the same, or 10 years ago, the same thing would have happened. It's there. It's not that it wasn't there.
The label had another hit last summer with Always There by Incognito featuring Jocelyn Brown. Jazz guitarist Bluey says it's been difficult for jazz musicians to get any financial recognition.
You've got to remember that in England, things go through changes. Like when punk came out, it destroyed the club scene because you could get a band for £30. They didn't care what they played, and it would attract an audience because that was the fashion. You see, so therefore it destroyed everybody that was playing jazz-based music and funk music and melodic rock and folk music. They all went out the window when punk disappeared. Suddenly there was all these clubs and pubs throughout the land that didn't want to put on any live music because it was bands were asking for more money to play.
The rhythm talk to each other on stage. Do the rhythm, I do the rhythm and the rhyme, and you know the time. Yeah.
This is the label label's latest signing, K-Creative, with their version of Yusuf Lateef's Brother John performed jazz rap style. Although Talking Loud is dedicated to jazz, not all the bands are going in the same direction.
If there was a definite direction, I don't think it would have had the success that it's had, really. I think that it's just been a vibe thing. It's just been, you know, a feeling. It's been the fact that there's been some really talented bands coming from all different kinds of musical backgrounds. Yeah, it's all been a kind of club thing, but I mean, you can't really say that each band sounds like one another. They all felt really good. They were all bands that deserved some exposure, and they all had that bond in common.
Funky jazz rap band Galliano have been strongly supported by the label and have no doubts as to why it's doing so well.
Giles, more than anyone, did sort of things to sort of push jazz music and expand and broaden people's musical tastes. Really,
Giles, he's such a little nutter. But he really kind of just loves music.
He believes in it.
And he's got so much energy and enthusiasm that he just kind of, he sees links there and there and there and there, and even if there isn't a link, he'll make one, and then like just push it in all and go, look at this.
Next week on Rapido, same time, same channel.